Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Dragon Quest VIII. Today we're taking on the next trial, the Golden Dragon. He has 5,560 hit points. He can take up to 3 attacks per round. All the remaining dragons can take 3 attacks per round potentially. None of them seem to always take their 3 attacks. I don't know why, but sometimes they just take 2. He can cast Kaboom and Kasizzle, and can emit a strange glow that makes you more vulnerable to spells. The strange glow is not really that big of a deal. The increased damage you take from the spells doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. Like, it's negligible. At least in the grand scheme of things. The most dangerous thing this guy can do is build tension, which can make the Kaboom and the Kasizzle spells more powerful, but more often than not, he uses his tension to just destroy one of your characters just like that. So just treat it like getting hit with a desperate attack and going about your business. As for fighting this boss, you cannot sap him, which means that Dragon Slash is not a good way to fight him. Like, what you want to do is use magic. So this boss is weak to zap elemental attacks and bang elemental attacks. He does take some damage from Frizz Elemental, so I do have Jessica use Frizzle, because even though he takes full damage from Bang Elemental attacks, I came to the conclusion that Jessica does more damage with Frizzle, because Frizzle just has a higher base damage. So, you know, that's just the way that is. So, Frizzle over Kaboom. Meh. Each character has basically got attacks that can fall into one of those two categories normally. Unfortunately for me, my Yangus doesn't have any boom elemental stuff, or zap elemental. Yangus can't learn anything that's zap elemental, but if you go down size, he can learn Big Banga, which is bang elemental. So that would be good to use in this battle. So Yangus, since he doesn't have Big Banga for me, he's pretty much useless at this point. He's pretty much just going to be there to be using the Timbrel of Tension constantly. Your hero has Zap, which he learns through the Courage tree. If you take your Courage all the way to 100, you will learn Kazap and Giga Slash, which are both Zap Elemental. Giga Slash is the better of the two. You do have to have a sword in your inventory to use it, but the attack power of the sword doesn't matter, because Giga Slash and Giga Gash, the upgraded version, do fixed damage. If you take your swords to 100 and your courage to 100, you'll learn Giga Gash. Obviously, Giga Gash is the best thing to use here, but I don't know it, and I don't know Giga Slash. So all I've got is Zap. That's what I'm going with. It works fine. Yangus, Big Banga. Jessica can use pretty much any of her spells to do this. Like I said, I found the most success with Frizzle. But if you want to use Kaboom, go for it. Angelo is probably the most interesting character in this battle, because he's got Bounce. Now let me tell you what Bounce does for this boss. I mean, obviously you know what Bounce does. I've used it in a couple of boss battles. But it protects Angelo from both Kaboom and Kasizzle, and it reflects that damage back to the boss, which can be a significant amount of damage he's doing to himself, especially if he uses Kaboom a lot. I think in this go at the boss, he uses Kasizzle more than Kaboom, but the main reason you want to use Bounce is the boss has a move called Giga Flash, and it can reflect it and actually dazzle the boss, which is really, really good. I've had that happen 2 or 3 times. It's not super common, but the potential for it to happen is worth casting it. As for attack options, Angelo has a few. He can do Shining Shot, which is what I'm doing. If you have gone down swords, he learns a move called Lightning Storm at 100 points. That would be pretty good. The hero also learns Lightning Storm in his Spear Tree at 100 points, which I didn't learn because it's really... I wanted to learn some other moves, so you know you have to shave stuff and stop here, and you know I think I might have in some ways I've made some parts of the games easier and some parts of the games a little harder by doing my points the way that I did, but I think overall the way that I did my points is about the most optimized way I could do it. But anyway, so this boss, not too bad. You just want to build up your tension with the timbrels, and then when somebody gets 50 tension, have them attack. Unfortunately, my Yangus is not very good. He doesn't really have anything he can do, but everybody else does. So just go with something that's Zap Elemental or Bang Elemental and go to town. It's kind of funny to have Angelo being my highest damage character in a battle. I don't think that's happened either. So this boss fortunately does not have a wave of ice, so you can pretty much just build your tension up unmolested, which not something you can do in the previous battle. Like I said, in some ways I think this boss is much easier than the Silver Dragon. But looking at their stats, this strategy would probably work on the Silver Dragon too, although it would be a little harder to pull off because of the Wave of Ice screwing with your tension. But on the other hand, on the plus side, you don't have to worry about buffs. You don't have to worry about oomph or anything like that. So anyway, that's the Gold Dragon. Like I said, pretty easy. They do get harder, but we're almost to the end too.
Well done. You fought with the
Alright, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's look and see what we've got left for rewards. I think we've just got the armor, the legendary monster, and the sword. Is that right? I think that's right.
Very well.
So, the armor has a really cool thing you can do. If you put all 3 pieces of the Dragovian equipment on, it will actually change the way the hero looks, much like Jessica's costume changes before. Although, I got to say, I do prefer the hero's base costume over the Dragovian armor. It's just so colorful, and the bandana is really cool. But that's just a neat little thing to mention. If you haven't gone out of your way and don't have some of the equipment I have, it might be better to put all 3 pieces of the Dragovian armor onto the hero. But I do believe the Metal King armor is better. So you're not going to be seeing that new setup. Sorry. Anyway, next time, the Darksteel Dragon.